is about to hit your life. I told you everything about your life will be right, not left. If we have the right word, we have the wrong words. And the right word is to terminate the wrong word. The right word is to swallow the wrong word spoken for you. So many of you have negative prophecies, negative words speaking into your life, discouraging you and also bringing you down. But today, we are privileged to have the right word, so the wrong words that have been spoken into our life will be terminated by the right word. And I bet you, after this meeting, you cannot return the same. Everything about your life will be transformed. On this note, God has prepared a vessel. We have a bishop in the house, a father in the house, a man highly anointed, a man with liquid fire, extraordinary unction, a man possessed with superpower, a man speaking like John the Baptist, preparing your hearts for the coming of the Lord. I've been on this administration all this while. None of his word has fallen to the ground. As the Lord said, he committed. I'm glad to announce to you that the ministry began with Bishop Dr. Prince Edugbo. He did the inauguration of this great commission, and today is here to celebrate the 50th anniversary. We have 3 guests on the list: Apostle Dr. Ojona from TITILE, and we have been in London, but he was the only guest that came. I remember when we started, it was the community chairs we were using. The place was standing. But after the inauguration of the church by Bishop Dr. Edugbo, that same month we had the first dedication. After 3 months, we had first wedding in Wonderful. Then within 1 year, the church has been able to bless 2 couples. That is, 2 weddings took place after the inauguration. So far, to this 50th anniversary, we have joined about 6 to 7 weddings in this church. Nobody came here and returned the same. They all have their testimony in their capacities. Deliverance surplus, financial breakthrough surplus, child dedication countless. Even right now we are here to dedicate 2 children. Finally, the church also came up with a branch. The work has been able to produce another branch to tell you God is at work. And we are looking forward to have another branch in Warri Delta State.
Wow.
Looking forward to have another outreach in Imo State, Owerri. And looking forward to have another branch in Port Harcourt and Lagos and South Africa. All these boil down on the facts that God used the right man with the right word to liberate the church, and the same man has come again on the 50th anniversary. Now, if this happened within the couple of 5 years, I don't know what will happen after now. I'm going to tell you that as you listen to this boss general, your life cannot remain the same. We stand in occasion with joy in our hearts, with Jesus' joy. As we stand together, let's make welcome to this pulpit, this great servant of God, whom God has been using to declare His counsel to humanity and bringing men and women into the saving knowledge of Jesus. Join me as I make welcome Bishop Dr. Ojona Edugbo of the House of Glad Tidings. Bishop, you are welcome.
Till there's only you, let all the other things fade away. Let all the other things fade away. Till there's only you, let all the other things fade away. Jesus, take your place. Jesus, take your place. Jesus, take your place.
Lift up your hands, everyone. Jesus has taken His place in your heart, in your life, in this ministry. He has taken His place. The right man with the right word in the right place. Lift your voice and give God praise, somebody. Give Him praise.
Let all the other things stay away. Till there's only you. Let all the other things stay away. Jesus, take your place. 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 Jesus, take your place.
Thank you, Lord. Father, the hour has come. The Bible says, I send my word. It heals and saves from destruction. Let your word come with power and anointing. Touch as many that hear the sound of my voice. Touch as many that under the influence of this telecast. Touch as many that hear my voice, Lord, with your hand of miracle and deliverance, with your hand of salvation and blessing. Thank you, Father. Do for us what no man can do. In Jesus' authentic name. Can I hear a resounding amen? Move to 51 person and tell the person you are welcome to the right place. Yeah, say it like a prophet. Say it like a prophet. You're welcome to the right place. To the right place. Say it with boldness, say it with confidence. Welcome to the right place. The right place, not the wrong place. The right place, not the left place. The right place. Glory to God. Amen and amen. You may be seated. I want to give God the glory for this. unique privilege to be speaker, not guest speaker. Speaker. I've left guest level. I'm not. In this epoch-making, exceptionally unique anniversary of Wonders World International Gospel Center, I'm very honored, and I want to say thank you to God's servant whom I love. I don't love him, I love. Apostle and prophetess David Kanda. The Bible said that David was in the bush taking care of his father's sheep. Unknown to him, God had sent his prophet with an oil. That oil was meant for the expiration of his bush experience. He didn't pray for it. He never thought about it. It had never come to the mind of man that the scripture might be fulfilled. Eyes have not seen, ears have not heard. Neither has it come to the mind of man what God has prepared for those who love them. You only know where you are coming from, you don't know where you are going. And so yesterday, an oil of the prophetess came upon your life. It is not your making, you never thought about it. Because Jesus said, follow me, I will make you. So God is making you. He's making you. In yesteryears, in programs, people receive personal prophecies and words. And sometimes it occurs to you, talk to me now. God said, that talking you have been looking for. In almost every program from today, they will be telling you something. I'm talking to you. You did me something yesterday. So, a couple of years ago, I went out, came back, I met my kids watching the television, and they were watching a cartoon. And I started to watch with them, and I discovered there's this, they call it chipmunks. There are 3 chipmunks, like mouse. And they could sing, and somebody has hired them. He happened to be a movie producer or something. And then he wanted to use them to make money. And these chipmunks were tired, they were weak, because they performed in several occasions, entertaining people. And so this man went and bought energy drink. The one that was so energized them. I don't know if you watched that cartoon. Yes. And he gave them this energy drink. He took them to the hospital. They injected them, but I know that they gave them this energy drink to drink. The energy became so much that when they began to perform, they perform and scatter the book. So much energy. Yesterday, your apostle's life gave me what we call starch and banga soup. Oh! Come and see me. When I was done eating, I was looking for a microphone that night. Energy. This is energy food. I told my resident pastor, we're together in my Lord. I said, give me microphone. Let us start the 5th anniversary from this night. I said, God, no, this. With that food, I was able to preach in 2 pulpits this morning. And look at me, I came here, they have given me happy hour, another energy drink. This church, I know them. There is somebody who uses gold to set trap, he knows what he's looking for. Today, God will give you oversized miracle. God will give you extra large blessing. You are the one I'm talking about. You are the one I'm talking about. Somebody blessing. God is going to rock your life with his faith. Your enemies will change their mind. Your enemies will become your workers. They will bow to your maker. They will go to say, who are you? They are coming to say, how are you, sir? Your Excellency, sir. Because at the end of this message, your level will change. Your dimension will change. For you are seated with Christ in the heavenly places, far above problem, sorrow, poverty, stream, I want to thank you for the energy drink. I am energized to manifest this morning. Somebody who has been weeping will come into joy. Somebody who has been in pain will come into laughter. Somebody shout, yeah! I want to preach a message entitled, My Word Has Come. Move to 21 pens in My Word Has Come. My word. My word. My word. Yeah. Somebody shout amen. Sit down like a king and cross your leg like a multi-billionaire. Oh yeah. Today, even if you don't feel like being blessed, I baptize you with blessing. Take your Bibles and say after me, I love my Bible.
I love my Bible.
This is the Word of God. I love all it says. Say it. I believe all it says concerning my life. I am God's product. And this is the manual. I love my Bible. You know, it's long you kissed your Bible. But today we have fallen in love with the Bible. Turn with me the Bible to the book of Psalm chapter 105. Verse 17 to 21. Psalm chapter 105, verse 17 to 21. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
He sent a man before them, even Joseph, who was sold for a servant, who stick the heart with fetters, and he was laid in iron until the time that his word came. The word of the Lord tried him, and the king sent and loosed him, even the ruler of the people, and let him go free. He made him lord of his house and ruler of all his substance. Let's add verse 22. To bind his princes at his pleasure and to teach his senators wisdom. Everybody say, my word has come.
My word has come.
The passage of scripture we read is a summary of something that happened in the book of Genesis. An old man once told me, any Bible without Genesis or Revelation is not a complete Bible. But thank God the Bible in your hand is a complete Bible. Therefore, you must receive a complete message to complete your destiny. I did not hear your amen. And so in that book of Genesis, the Bible tells us that there was this wonderful young man who was born, the 11th son of a certain man called Jacob. And the Bible said he grew up in that house as the 11th son, and his father loved him crazy. His father loved him crazy because he was the son of his old age. Now I've asked myself this question: why is Joseph the son of his old age when he is not the last born of his father? But I discovered there is something you will do, even though you may not be the only child in the home, you can be more favored if you know what to do to connect to favor. God does not have a favorite child, but it is what you do that determines the level of favor that rubs up upon you. Are you listening to me? And the Bible said this young man was always bringing the evil report of his brothers. In other words, he was a young man with integrity, and he was a young man with uprightness. And the Bible said in the process of time, his father rewarded him with a coat of many colors. And that particular coat of many colors was an expression that you are a candidate for the right word. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, because you decide to give your life to Christ, you have been clothed with a coat of many colors known as righteousness. The Bible speaking in the book of Isaiah 61, it said, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me because He has anointed me to preach good tidings to the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted and to proclaim liberty to the captive and to open up prison to them that are bound, to preach the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our God, to give to them that mourning in Zion beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, and the garment of praise. Salvation is the garment of praise. Repentance is the garment of praise. It is synonymous with the coat of many colors, because you can see the color of honor, you can see the color of wisdom, the color of might, the color of power, the color of love. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. What makes the devil go crazy about you is because you are putting on your coat of many colors. It is an expression that we're a candidate for the right word. Tap your neighbor, say, did you hear that?
Yeah.
And his brothers understood that the younger one has become a candidate for the right word. They knew that this child has become a child of destiny. There's something exceptionally unique about this child. Joseph has become an island of excellence amidst the sea of mediocrity. This guy is carved out of the crowd. And because he was put on the coat of many colors, the Bible said they were jealous of him, but God was not pissed off by their jealousy. Listen, no matter how much people are jealous about you, that will not stop the work of God concerning your life. No matter how much people are antagonizing you, are conspiring against you, it will not stop God from fulfilling your destiny. Am I talking to somebody here? It is better for you to be envied than to be pitied. I remember my pastor in the late 80s usually say, be jealous of me but don't sin. Yes. Because if you sin, God will knock you off. But you are permitted to be jealous, but don't sin. Because if because of your jealousy you want to mess me up, God is going to mess you up, because the man that plans to kill me by 12 o'clock is going to die by 11:30. Yes. Are you listening to me? He said, touch not my anointed, do my prophet no harm. He said, 1,000 shall fall at my side and 10,000 at my right hand, it shall not come near me. Only with my eyes shall I behold and see the reward of the wicked. He said, fear not, stand still. You will see the salvation of the Lord your God, which He will show you today. The Egyptian you see today, you shall see them again, but no more. Because I'm putting on my coat of many colors and I'm a candidate for the right word. Now the first word came. He had a dream. In that dream, the Bible said he saw 11 stars, the sun and the moon bowing down to one star. And he told his brethren that the brethren were envious and they were angry. Now they were envious and angry with him because of dream. Not because they've seen him drive the latest Rolls Royce or Bentley car. Not because he had gotten his Range Rover Sport or he's now having his private jet. Not just because of dream, which everybody normally sleep to dream. Let me tell you what drives the enemy crazy is some very little things you think are little. Maybe like just a word of prophecy or just like a dream or like a trance. Just a good word. The devil is always angry when the right word comes. Because he's a liar and the father of lies. When the devil tells you cannot make it, know that the opposite side is your prophecy. You didn't get me. Catch me like I go keep right now. When the devil tells you cannot make it, know that the opposite side is your prophecy. And so when his right word came, the devil stirred jealousy in the heart of his brothers. He went further to tell his father, who was like his pastor, his mentor. You need a mentor so that you will not be tormented. Only your mentor can give you mantle. Every title without mantle is a battle. The hot yam which a father or mother gives to his child will not hurt the child's hand. So when your father in the Lord gives you a word, there is a guardian angel that brings it to pass. But when you want to force yourself, the Bible says no man takes this honor upon himself except him that is called as of Aaron. And so the word came, and the Bible says the father observed his saying. And the Bible says they envied him. He said that he drank yet another drink. Tap your neighbor, say drink again. Yeah, because the right word is like an onion fruit. When you pull off the first flesh, there is another one. You pull it off, you have another one. You pull it off, you have another one. Come tap with somebody and say drink again. He had another drink. He saw 11 sheep bowing down to one sheep. And when he woke up, he told his brothers and they said, does it mean you are going to become our leader? It can never happen. It is impossible. It's impossible. But thanks be to God, Joseph was connected to the impossibility specialist. In Luke chapter 1 verse 37, the Bible says, for with God nothing shall be impossible. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, your wedding is possible. Your child dedication is possible. Your marriage is possible. Your convocation or your matriculation and your convocation is possible. Your breakthrough is possible. That millions you needed in your account is possible. That political appointment is possible. That contract, multi-million contract is possible. For with God, nothing shall be impossible. And his brother said, let's see what will become of your dream. We know you serve the impossibility specialist, but we are going to define the right word. But Joseph said, I know the God I serve. He's going to make all things well for me. For the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even my enemy, rose up to eat of my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Moses encamped against me. In this will I be confident. I believe he quoted Psalm 27. I came to prophesy to you. The right word will protect your destiny. The right word will protect your inheritance. The right word will protect your future. Say amen like a king. The Bible said, one fateful day, his father sent him on an errand to deliver some stuff to his brothers. When he got there, they got hold of him and they tore his coat. Joseph said, who tore my coat? Listen to me. They may tear your coat, but they cannot tear your destiny, because your destiny is a spirit. I don't know who taught that pregnancy and turned it into a miscarriage. They may have teared that pregnancy, but they will not tear it again. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Any tongue risen against you shall be condemned. Lift your hand and say, I am untouchable. They tore the garment of Joseph. They threw him into a pit. But right in the pit, Joseph turned the pit to a prayer room. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, there is a reason why you are facing the pulpit. I am standing with Apostle Kanda and his wife on this prophetic pulpit to pull you out of every pit. You are coming out of sickness. You are coming out of shame. You are coming out of frustration. You are coming out of humiliation. You are coming out of degradation. Someone say amen like thunder. He turned the pit into a prayer room, because if there is a man to pray, there is a God to answer. He turned the pit into a prayer room, because he knows the 5 P's things. Prayerful preparation prevents poor performance. He knew if he could prayerfully prepare, poor performance will be prevented. I came to announce it to you. Your prayers are not in vain. Your fasting is not in vain. Your praise is not in vain. Your prayer has been gathering like a cloud. Whenever there is evaporation, there is condensation. And after condensation, there is raination. Your rain of blessing is about to pour. Receive it now. They brought him out of the pit because God provided a supernatural lift. The same enemy that messed you up, God will turn your enemy to become the manure that will make you grow. The same hand that threw him into the pit, it was the same hand that brought him out. God will turn your enemies to become the ladder that will take you to the top. Their feet will be step 1. Their knees will be your step 2. Their bum will be your step 3. Their shoulders will be your step 4. Their head will be your step 5. By the anointing of 5, you will enjoy grace. You will enjoy grace. You will march on the head of your enemy. And you can say like Jesus, I see Satan fall like lightning. Apostle Paul said, God shall bruise Satan under your feet. Satan is under your feet. Poverty is under your feet. Sickness is under your feet. Somebody scream amen. He came out of the pit, and the brother said, no, something is working for this boy, but we are going to stop it. They never knew what was working for him was grace. Grace. Grace was working for him. That was what David was trying to define when he said the Lord is my shepherd. In other words, grace is my shepherd. Because of grace I will not lack. Because of grace I lie on green pasture. Because of grace I walk beside still waters. Because of grace he restores my soul. Because of grace, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. Because of grace the Lord restores my soul. He has prepared before me pizza, burger, banga superstars, rukodo. Somebody is salivating already. I came to prophesy to you. In this world you will enjoy. Do you know what brings provocation to families?
No, sir.
When a woman wakes up in the morning, she opens the fridge, and what she sees in the freezer is an ice block. And she looked at the fridge, bottled water and sachet water.
No juice.
No juice. That is provocation. It means there's no abundant life in that fridge. And it's against the scripture. The Bible says, he said the thief come not but for to steal, to kill and to destroy. What makes the woman angry is who has stolen the juice? Who has stolen the carrot, the fruit salad, the vegetable salad, the beef, and all the other assorted meats? Hey, what have I done? Hey, what am I so poor that God has called me poor? God forbid. This one has become, it's more than abomination, it's not about incontinent. What kind of nzuzu is this? Hey, who has bewitched my house? That's why the woman is angry. Because the scripture is not fulfilled. He said, I am come that you may have life and have it more abundantly. Now you are born again, you already have life, abundant life in your spirit. Beyond your spirit, the Bible says my cup overflows. So it's supposed to overflow from your body to your house to your room, everywhere. When a woman opens her wardrobe, you see green shoes, red shoes, golden shoes, black shoes. That's abundant life in the wardrobe.
Yes.
Pink hat, blue hat to match with the shoes and the purse. That is abundant life in the wardrobe. I'll tell the truth. There's no testimony in poverty. Tell me one good thing poverty has done for you. Sometimes when men of God are preaching against poverty and preaching prosperity, someone say, hey, they are preaching prosperity. If the gospel is not gospel, prosperity, what other kind of gospel? Is there any good news in poverty? No. That somebody is a professor yet he sells for the filling station, is that a testimony? I told you the other day that poverty is the only thing that makes an eloquent man behave like imbecile in family meetings. It makes somebody that have normal eyesight to behave like somebody that have myopia, hypermetropia, astigmatism, and color blindness. Poverty is the only thing that abuses certificates. I hate it with passion. I hate poverty. I hate it. When the woman opens her fridge, she sees tomatoes, ketchup. She sees fresh fish, fresh fish, ice don't me like ice fish, all other kinds of fishes, and all assorted meats. She sees fruit salad, vegetable salad, and other kinds of salads in their diversities of varieties. The man's name will graduate from Papa Emmanuel to Honey. That is the truth. Let us tell ourselves the truth. If I come here with coat or suit, you won't listen to me now. Maybe the inner lining is torn. You say, hey, bread and shatter them. You will not listen to me. If I come here with one motorbike now, you give me a bike on the radio. That is the truth. All truths are parallel. Anybody that comes to you, you size him. He's natural. He's not natural. If you have to give me money $9, you will even need that because you know I've seen them enough. No, you know now, you know. It's the truth now. I'm not like I'm telling you. America today, London tomorrow, brother. And so ego. South Africa today, Germany tomorrow, sister. And so ego. Life is one, no? No duplicate. Is that what somebody wants to do? Is that poverty? Is there any testimony in stress? I walked, I am worn out. You are the one that is worn out. If you die, they will bury you. After 7 days, nobody will remember you. Yes. Jesus not send you that message. Why should you be a local champion when you are destined to be an international figure? Why? As the truth. So you need a brother that in your fridge. If somebody is passing by this church now and look into this home and see the different cars, he will know that abundant life is in this church. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But if the person is passing by and see all that bicycle everywhere, you say, no, I will not go there. Even the person says, be blessed, be blessed. Be blessed, you bless yourself. Bless. Because you can't give what you don't have. I called Apostle this morning and said, it was last time I knew your secret. That thing that be hiding from me, I have touched. Red-handed this morning, ask him, he will tell you. He will even preach the message to you. He was wondering what I was saying. I said, the kind of food I ate last night. I said, no wonder. Since you got married, your skin color has changed. The way he's laughing now is 247. Unless you say stop. It's a serious matter. Do you know the wickedness of Satan? Since they could not kill Joseph because of grace, they carried a heavy signpost on his neck and wrote sold. Let me sit down, let me tell you the gospel. Error. Sold. The Bible said they sold him for 20 pieces of silver. Not witches, his brothers. I Apart from you praying against witches, pray against wickedness of men. The Bible says the heart of man is deceitful and desperately wicked. He said, who can know it? That means there are human beings. Because the devil, devil is an old serpent. He has used all his tricks. He has even run out of initiative. So now some human beings are the ones even becoming Satan's senior special advisor.
Yes.
I will prove it to you. These people, they are not the agent of darkness. They are normal human beings, though not born again, but of the lineage of Abraham. Yet by the wickedness and the craftiness of men, they sold their own brother. But they made a mistake. God will cause your enemy to make a costly mistake. The mistake of your enemy will become your miracle. And that is the place of sacrifice. They went and took an animal and slaughtered it, and took the coat they removed from him and dipped it into the blood. They forgot that the Bible says, when I see the blood, it's not even the angel of blessing that will pass over, it's death that will pass over. Do you understand what I'm saying? So by the fact that the garment was dipped in blood, whoever is the owner of this garment, anything that is called poverty, premature death, evil, satanic incantation will always pass over. It will come in one way, but it shall flee in 7 ways. It can't reside there. Do you get it now?
Yes, sir.
But they made a costly mistake. When we are talking about giving to the work of God, to the man of God, to the gospel, it is not for just the good of the pastor or the church, it is for your own good. I told you something yesterday that a prophecy that is meant to fulfill 10 years from now has been prophetically to be made manifest. I'm living in the reality of it right now. And how did I do it? When I heard the prophecy from an elder of the faith, an archbishop, and the oldest man, whom I just love him. I love old people. Anywhere I go, I say very elderly people. In fact, my real friends, people that I sit with, they are all elderly people. I'm the secretary of Renaissance College of Bishop, the secretary general. And all the people I sit with, they are the custodians of the faith, those that got the gospel from the colonial masters, from those early missionaries. They can tell you the history of Nigeria and the history of the gospel very well. In their 70s, in their 80s, and going to 90s. And so, what did I do? I gave 1 year of my pay package as a sacrifice to God. The day I signed it, my account officer and our nation accountant general started crying. I said, why are you weeping? How can you survive? I said, you are not my God. You are just my employee. And apart from that, I did many more. The first 5 billion that landed my account, 80% of it was for the work of God. And then many more. Your apostle is an addict of sacrifice. I know him. I know his wife very well when it comes to that.
Yes, sir.
And you may even know more than me. Follow suit. A time came in the gospel of Jesus when ministers of God discovered that some people don't key into biblical sacrifice. They started doing it by themselves. If you observe the terrain of things, the way God is blessing ministers now, people are even amazed. Nations, governments of nations are getting scared. What the government cannot do for people, churches are doing it without owning a refinery. God is blessing ministers with their private jets and many things. Things are happening. Maybe 95% of these things they are owning, they can't tell you how they got them. The Bible says the weight of the hidden shall be what? Transferred. See, the words of the wicked are laid up for the righteous. There's a prophetic transfer. Wealth transfer. It happened. It didn't start today. Abraham did it. When he got to any land in his days, he would raise an altar to God. When he got to Egypt, the king wanted to take his wife away from him. And that night, the God of the sacrifices he had been offering appeared. He said, that woman you just invited to your house, you want to mess up, is a prophet's wife. If you try any nonsense, consider yourself a dead man. He said, I never knew. He said, restore him and then compensate him. That was the day Abraham became a multi-billionaire in hard currencies. Check the Bible very well. His word, he never labored for it. It was well transferred. The God of the altars he raised showed up at each instance and gave him the kind of blessing he never expected. Let me tell you something. If everything you need in this world has to be by your sweat, you will die in time. What you need is grace. You need the right word to come. So that sacrifice began to speak for Joseph. When he got to Potiphar said, this is the most handsome guy I have met. Was he really the most handsome? Well, Joshua said Joseph was really handsome, that in those days, even ladies called him beautiful. A few days ago, we had a seminar in Asaba. And one of the guest lecturers was saying, that if you want to know a beautiful woman, if she's passing by and then her fellow women turn twice, that means she's beautiful. And when she said, I said, wow. And I remember Joseph. Just he said he was not just termed handsome, because you need some in the hand to be handsome. Did you get me? You didn't get me. People refer to men and men, this guy is handsome, this guy is handsome. But the truth, the real thing is this: it takes some in the hand to be handsome. So they were not referring to him as handsome, they were referring to him as beautiful. Now somehow Potiphar's wife was a woman with integrity, but the beauty of Joseph broke her moral horizon. He didn't do it intentionally. He just like, well, it just happened. He's temptation. But the God of the altar began to fight. And the Bible said when she wanted to rope him into adultery, he said, how can I do this great wickedness in the sight of my God? Let me tell you something. When men are crying for power, God is crying for purity. Until your decision for consecration is in place, your manifestation is not in view. It's not in view. Let me tell you something. If you see a man manifesting any kind of glory, find out his story. Don't just be carried away with those glorious things. Find out his story. Any glory without story, that person is a suspect. Because if you are not tested, you cannot be trusted. I've seen people mock men of God, mock good Christians who are making. Ask them their story. Ask them their story. They will tell you how many things, how many pleasure they deny themselves. What the world call pleasure. Just to follow this God. And this God will not fail you. God will not owe you. He will pay you. No matter how much sacrifice, commitment, dedication, and mockery you have endured, at the right time your word will come. They threw Joseph into the dungeon. Unknown to them, on the day the road sold, way back from his village, because of the sacrifice, God spiritually turned the signpost and wrote sent. You didn't get me. You better catch me like a goalkeeper. I'll prove it to you. The Bible tells us in verse 17 where we read Psalm 105, it said he sent a man before them, even Joseph. I want to ask you a question. Throughout the story of Joseph, did you hear that God appeared to him and said, Joseph, go to Egypt. There I will make you a prime minister. There are some prophetic moves that are authenticated by situation and circumstances. So to the people, they sold him, but in the realm of the spirit, God sent him. There is a reason why you are here today. God sent you. Now the Bible says, he said, God sent you to this ministry. You see this church, tie your belt to it. Tie more resources to it. In those days when Papa Ayo in Warren, when they were building Word of Life, and he was telling people to give, some people were giving, they will sell their business and carry them. People say, hey, Papa Ayo don't follow these people. He has made these people to be insane. He has put something in his mouth to turn their brain. So that they impoverish themselves to enrich the church. He kept on telling them, don't worry. The weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. They that sow in tears shall reap in joy. They that go weeping, bearing precious shit, and that come back again, bringing shit. I know many of those people that did that in that time, they are now multi-billionaires. Because when the God of harvest appeared, things began to turn around. Till today, Ayo Ejejafo is highly celebrated in all nations of the world. Because you have been able to prove the authenticity of the fact that when men have written sold, because of your sacrifice, God will write sent. In other words, I'm sending you into your wealthy place. I'm not asking question, of what use is your wealth if only you is enjoying it? Now, if you cannot use your wealth to sponsor work of God, what are you going to sponsor? Native doctors and shrines that will even invoke more curses or generations to come. Does that make sense? How many beds can you lie on? How many cars can you ride? Even if you're in a well-known roomy car, how many seats can you sit? How many plates of food can you eat? When God bless you, it is meant for you to become a blessing. God told Abraham in Genesis chapter 12, he said, I will bless you and make you a blessing. He said, and in you shall all families of the earth be blessed. So when he got to the prison, this young man began to pray and believe God. For almost 12-13 years he was in the prison. He interpreted dreams to 2 people, but somehow along the line they forgot about him. One was killed. But when it was time, what happened? The Bible tells us in that passage of scripture we read in verse 20, in verse 18, he said, whose feet they hurt with fetters, they laid him in iron. They laid him in iron, but his word was coming. In verse 19, he said, until the time his word came. Not his father's word, not Benjamin's word, not Issachar's word, not Dan's word. Oh Lord, it was not Judah's word, it was the word of Joseph. Until the time his word came. Do you know why out of 6.7 billion persons there is no one like you? You are created and designed by God. You are unique and distinct. Out of 6.7 billion persons on the face of the earth, there's not like you. Your eyes print, footprint, fingerprint, and voice print are unique and distinct. That means you are not a Tohumbo, you are original. Come on, stand up, move to somebody and say, I'm original, I'm original. Move to 10 person, tell the person very well. You guys are going to, you will become, I'm original. I am original. Original. I'm original. I'm original. I am original. Somebody scream, yeah. Do you know nobody has the shape of your head? Don't look at yourself in the mirror and then dehumanize yourself. Appreciate yourself. I met a man, I said, come, why did you even marry this woman? Just tell me one reason. He said, I love her nose. The shape of her nose, I love it. And if you see what you love, well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So never you look. Listen. The shape of your body is the house address by which Angel Gabriel will visit you. Never you look down on your skin color, as in your complexion, or you look down on the shape of your eyes, or you say, why are my feet like this? The shape of your body, that is the actual shape that is required for those who are connected to your destiny to locate you. If Saul was not the tallest king the tallest person in Israel, he would not have been chosen to become a king. One of the criteria for someone to be able to locate Saul, God said he's the tallest of all. So when Prophet Samuel looked into the crowd, he saw the tallest man in the nation. Tall. Wow. So that is the king. If Zacchaeus was not a short man, Jesus would not have located him.
Yes, sir.
Because if he was not short, he would not climb the sycamore tree for Jesus to see him. So his being a dwarf is his advantage. Your skin color is your advantage. Your height is your advantage. The shape of your body is your advantage. Don't say, why am I too fair in complexion? Why am I too dark in complexion? Why am I like this? I'm supposed to have like Sister Janet's voice. I'm supposed to like Brother Emmanuel's ears. Even if your ears are big like elephant, it is for good. At least if you find somebody close to your side. And you become a center of attraction and attention. That's why David looked at himself and said, I am wonderfully made, fearfully made. I belong to God. I resemble him. I am wonderfully made. I am fearfully made. I belong to God. I resemble him. That is why they never tremble when every say, I am God's son, and the apple of his eye. That is why they never tremble when every say, I am God's son, and the apple of his eye. I am wonderfully made. I am fearfully made. I resemble God. I belong to him. I am wonderfully made. I'm fearfully made. I resemble God. I belong to you. I just want to never tremble when I hear me say, I am God's son, and the apple of his eye. I just want to never tremble when I hear me say, I am God's son, and the apple of his eye. Somebody shots fire. In those days, area. When I was passing in war, that's over area. There was one young man that gave his life to Christ. That's faithful day. That was like 1995. The usher didn't come to church in time. And so I had to leave the altar, handed the service to my associate pastor. I went to the door to welcome the newcomers, or the people that come in, the worshipers. And this young man was among. He came in, he was invited. I welcomed him with a smile. I told him he looks good and that God was going to bless him. I took him to his seat, he sat down. He became a very serious and committed brother. After like 4 or 5 months, we were just talking, discussing, and he said, you know why I decided to worship in this church? He said, when I came in, the broad smile on your face captivated my heart. He said, I could not resist. I said, this is where I'm going to serve God. He became a crazy lover of God. Now, I began watching him and observing his growth in the Lord and not trying to figure out his gift. We were to hold a citywide program. And we needed something. I began to think, we need something that will make the crowd to be attracted. And I remember that in one of our prayer sessions, this brother, his name is Brother Tony Beji. That's his name, Tony Beji. And then he will do his leg like this. His leg will form like a K level, you know. And then he can do it like this. So he can do this leg this way and do this one this way and then switch like this. Like somebody who does not have ball and socket joints. I said, this is serious. I quickly remembered that thing and I called him. I said, please do it. Let me see so you do your leg like this and do it like that. I said, okay, you know what we're doing? In our next service, you're going to do it. I'll call you out. So, and I called him out. He was doing it. It was very entertaining. The children ran out from their department. Everybody was watching Tony Bejo doing it. I said, fine. I said, Brother Tony, we are going on a rally. I want you to be at the front. And the middle. Yes. And then the pastors and the entire church members will be at the back with the handbill distributed. So while standing ahead of us, you'll be able to attract people in the community, and then we can now give them the handbill. He said, "Oh, Pastor, with all pleasure, I'm gonna do it." Oh my God! I said, "This is a gift." He said, "You mean it?" So this is one of the gifts of the Spirit. I said, "Yes." And then we went out. Tony, you're going to stand like 10 feet ahead of us. Drummers picked it very well so he can enjoy the sound. He started. We are soldiers, brother of the Lord. In the name of Jesus, we shall go. Don't let that easy. Let's do it again. Somebody has a fire. So when people saw somebody whose leg swings like a pendulum, the whole community came out. We're not giving them, inviting them. He said, "Is it the church where this boy is?" We said, "Yes." We didn't want to talk of man of God. This boy of God has put the ground enough. He said, "We will love this dance." Do you know that revival, one of the greatest revival we had, a lot of souls gave their life to Christ? What megaphone could not do? Tony's leg. Come on. Just like Tony. Don't worry, when I'm done preaching, you can rehearse it. So the next program you can use. So and I said, "Tony, do you know that this is a talent?" He said he never knew. That he thought he being born that he could walk straight like this and bend it. He can do whatever I want to do with his leg. I said, he said it just is a desire, but someday he become people. I said, "No. This is your evangelism too." Since you cannot preach with Rema, your leg you can do the preaching. Hallelujah. Amen. And he became a blessing in our church in those days. Now, what am I trying to say? Every gift in you, it requires time to develop. Yes. Because I'm saying his word came. Sometimes the word will wait until you are able to know certain things in the oracles of God. Let me rush through it quickly. He had the gift of dream, but that was not enough to make him a king. Over time, through situations he went through, some of you think the devil is really tormenting you, witches, and no! God is even using them to train you. Because if the gold ore does not pass through the fire, it will not become bright and as gold. And then he went through the process. Then as at the point he was in the prison, he now had dream and interpretation. But that was not enough for him to become a king. The Bible says wisdom is a principal thing. When you're getting get understanding. The Bible says by wisdom kings reign and princes decree justice. So God now used that painful situation of the chief butler forgetting him in the prison to groom his gift from dream, interpretation, and then wisdom. Because when a man's gift now have wisdom attached, then it is matured. Because by wisdom he can solve a problem. Now, every gift, when it gets to the point of maturity, without stress, it puts money in your pocket and your bank account. Until a man's gift is matured, it will not meet his own needs. It's not like somebody going through the school, the primary school, the secondary school, or the high school, and the university. You are not a graduate. It is there you will be employed and you'll be well paid. But you've gone through a process. Are you getting it now? So as at the point when the king had his dream and they invited to the palace, his gift was matured. So it was not like when he was in prison, he said, hey, you guy, you had a dream and this is the interpretation and you are going to die. He could not profess solution. And the man really died. He said, butler, you had a dream, you'll be restored. Yes, he was restored. But after when he got to the king's palace, he said, oh king, live forever. There is a God in heaven who is able to interpret your dreams. The king told him his dream. He said, these are the interpretations. 7 years of plenty and 7 years of hunger. He said, but this is how we are going to avert it. He learned his lesson. Now the gift is now matured. He said, within the 7 days of plenty, we are going to have storehouses and preserve the fifth part of every harvest we make. So that in the 7 years of hunger, we will not be set in extinction. And the king looked and said, who is able to do this? Who is wise enough in this kingdom? Everybody pointed at Joseph. Joseph did not become a president by election. He became a president by selection because he was sent. Jesus. There's a president in this country, a man who was once a president. By the anointing of Joseph, without effort, he became a president. From a deputy governor to a governor, from governor to vice president to acting president, he became a president. And then after that tenure, after he completed it, he continued being a president. But the first and the only time he said, let me print the poster of my home, God said, go back to drinking. Because it is not by mind. Listen, your glorious destiny is not supposed to be by your mind. Just develop what is within you. Develop that thing that the word came has come to do. There's no reason to be jealous of your neighbor, because when the word comes, it is not by your stress. Let me round up by telling you this. Even Jesus got his blessings by the coming of the word. Jesus became a multi-billionaire at age less than 6 months. How? His father struggled to dedicate him in the temple. It was not easy. He was a poor man. And Jesus was given birth to in a manger. And being in a manger, how would they take care of him? I don't know if his father was cleaning up the animal dungs to receive some little money to take care of the child and the mother. I don't know, maybe. But what happened? He tearfully dedicated Jesus. Sowing time is tearful. No, we're going to give you 1 month of salary or something. Oh Lord, how can I survive? You will not die. There are people that have been out of work for several months, but God has kept them alive. So it is not now you are connecting your seed to the altar that you will now die. The God of the altar will sustain you by strange helps. And so what happened? It took Joseph a lot to provide what the 2 turtle dove and pigeon and other things he did, the child dedication according to the Jewish custom. It touched the heart of God. I don't know, maybe that night he went to the streets in the night so people will not see him and try to. Hey, when he came, he said, the wife said, honey, how did you get this for the dedication? You know, I went and it was not easy, but at least I provided it. There are many these men don't take their wives because Kalabama said not be yoke, not be yoke, be stress. But anyhow, this is the result. He cancels insult. Take it. He said, okay, we got everything dedication. They went to the temple. The God was looking at the pain he went through to fulfill the vow. The pain to fulfill the vow. Do you know the meaning of vow? VOW means velocity of works. So when you bring your vow to the altar, it acts as a catalyst that quickens the rate of chemical reaction. This one, it quickens the rate of destiny reaction. Last night, my resident pastor was telling me, he said he went for a seminar in Port Harcourt a couple of months ago. One Pastor Chris Ojibani, something like that, in his seminar. And then a lady came out to give a testimony of what happened in her life. She had so much disappointment, she was fed up of life. She went to the meeting where they make some contributions and collected 100 and something thousand. It was not her turn to be given the money, so she collected up front, you know. And then she said she was tired of praying. She needed to do something to heaven, for heaven to know how serious she is. We know it's not by mind, but there are some things she will do. Even God will say, look, Satan, get out of his way. She took 100,000 plus, and she took 100,000 from the money, went to the altar in her church, and laid and said, God, you know how I got it. I'm not doing this to impress any man, but I want you to know the Lord, it is my sacrifice. It is painful, but I know it will be gainful. And then what happened? She took the remaining money, not up to 100,000, remaining money, and went to buy a wedding gown and clothes for her maids, when she has not gotten somebody who proposed to her. She said, that same month, I don't know if it's a pastor, I think it's a pastor, so that just came to her. I've been looking at you, I've been just, it's a pastor, Holy Ghost Spirit, and I loaded. And I told her, I've been looking at you, and I don't know, so I just, will you marry me? She did not behave like some Christian sisters who be drawing Nigerian map. And after drawing Nigeria, they start drawing Africa to cover the Nigerian, and then start drawing European map and then American map. No! She said, yes. The following one, she's married now. Wow. She's married. He was there when the lady was giving the testimony. Another one came and told them of how she took her 1 month salary, about 40-something thousand. It's like a marriage seminar, so people are going to give their testimony. He said because the relation in their family was too much. 5 girls, one is married. The least among them was 24 years. 24 years. The least of them, 24 years old. The five of them, non smart. The mother was he's almost drying up out of frustration. She took it. This is October. This thing happened like September. Early September. As I'm talking now, according to the testimony, I'm not telling you stories want to do something to go and tell my uncle to inform my in-laws to come and tell me. It's my resident pastor who attended still last week or so. I don't know important. Are you aware of a Christ? Ajibani, I thank Jesus Christ. I have a witness here. Between this September and this October now, the 5 of them are preparing for their weddings. The lady said she's now confused because they don't know who to meet among themselves for Islam because everybody's carrying their load. Wow. The wedding will take place before the 5 weddings will take place before December. Go and find out. Check the program of Chris Ojibani. Okay, Ken. Okay, Ajibani. Relationship what? Talk. It happened here in River State. If I Port Harcourt, few minutes from here. If I just go now and come back to this place in Jesus' name. What your strength cannot give to you, His strength will give for you. This young man became a prime minister. They brought life for him. I will leave the preaching about the girl, Joseph's wife, for another day. Because that one must have been praying and thinking, but they just came on convoy. Potiphar were sent by His Majesty, King Pharaoh of Egypt. Did you watch the telecast yesterday? He said, yes. A young man has just been sworn into office as the Prime Minister of Egypt. And we have been sent by the Senate and by the executives, including the judiciary of Egypt. Your daughter has been chosen to become the wife of the first prime minister. Oh my God, some of you used to see some star walking like this. Just watch on her wedding day, you will know she's the one that teaches people how to catwalk. It's going to happen in this place. If you are of marriable age, I prophesy within the next 12 months, let God connect you to your life partner. Let God connect you to your life partner. In the name of Jesus. He stayed in a house that he did not build. They helped him pay his bride price. They made him to become the prime minister of Egypt without his father's assistance. Stand to your feet, everybody. What I need is the word.
How alone that's worthy to be praised.
Lift up your hands, everybody.
How alone that's worthy to be praised. How alone that's worthy to be praised. How alone that's worthy to be praised.
Lift your hand and cry to God. I need a word from God. I need a word. Let my word come, Lord. Open your hearts to God while your eyes are closed. And I'm going to release a prophetic prayer that will sentence you to a life of endless, uncommon, dynamic favor. In the name of the resurrected Christ, who sits upon the throne and lives forever and ever. The word that became flesh and dwelt amongst us. And of his fullness have we all received grace for grace. I prophesy to you that the power of the highest will come upon your life. Everything, good thing the enemy has messed up, I command it to be a message today. A message that indeed you have been lifted from victim to victor, from trial to triumph, from pain to gain, from shame to shining. I release you to your throne in the name of Jesus. I destroy sickness from your system. I destroy premature death from your destiny. I destroy the hand of the wicked from your life. I prophesy your marriage will be blessed. Your family will rise from glory to glory. You are blessed. You are blessed. You are blessed. Someone is